sold out. This was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
It sold out. It was on the news, and the phone couldn't stop ringing the next day. When are you doing it again? We heard about it. When are you doing it? And since then, I've done it every year as a Valentine's Day event. It's been this huge event, and since then, at least 50 other zoos in the country have done a similar type of program. Have started a similar type of program. And when they first started the program, I remember because Channel 7, they called the AZA, the American Association of Zoos and Aquariums. How do you feel about doing this time? You know, kind of trying to throw me under the bus a little bit and see if they're going to kind of cut me down or something. And they said, well, you know, it's never been done before, and you know, we don't like to tell each zoo what they should do as long as it's within our code of ethics. And this doesn't seem to, you know, he's not saying any bad words or anything. He's just. And then after it was successful, the AZA started recommending to all the other zoos, and like I said, all the other zoos are doing it now. So it's the point of, you know, when I started a show a long time ago. It's a Spanish show. Many of you probably aren't aware of it. It's a show called Sábado Gigante that I do with a guy named Don Francisco. And he's probably the Johnny Carson of Spanish media. He's probably the single greatest Spanish. You know, that show is the #1 watched variety show in the world. I travel around the world, folks. I get off a plane and flip in Panama, and people come up to me for autographs and pictures of us, like from that show. And it's really a ridiculous show. It's a combination of like the Gong Show and Oprah and Let's Make a Deal. It's a ridiculous show. But I've been doing it for almost 25 years, where I do an animal sex. And at first, when I started doing it, because you always have a bunch of beautiful women with their sculpted bodies and clothes that are 3 sizes too small, dancing next to me, doing the coochie coochie and all that stuff. And here I am with the animals, okay? And people, some of my peers would say, you know, that's just denigrating the animals. And I go, you know what? It's not denigrating the animals. Because I get hundreds of letters every year, and emails, uncountable emails, from people all around the world saying how much they love the segment and how much they learned from the segment. The point is, you're getting to an audience now that doesn't normally watch National Geographic or the Discovery Channel. They love Sábado Gigante, and all of a sudden they're watching and they go, wow, I never knew that. Oh, geez, that's really interesting. Because you know what? I don't come out there and go, and this is highly endangered, and you can only find it. I have a little fun with it. You got because Don Francisco sat me down when I first got there, and I didn't realize how big the show was, or I would have been totally intimidated. And he said, Ron, let me give you a piece of advice. Never take yourself too seriously. You got to learn to laugh at yourself. You got to be confident enough in what you know, what you're doing, that people will laugh at you, and you laugh with them at you, because that's the whole premise of this. You know, if people see that you're having fun, you have a passion for what you do, people will get on board. Having said that, jealousy is a horrific trait in a human being that always raises its head. Yeah. So the more successful you will become, the more people you will find that will hate your success. You cannot take that personally. I have learned that over the years. You cannot take that personally. You just got to say, listen, you know, I'm sorry you feel that way. I hope you can open your mind a little bit more to it. The sex and the animals thing, believe it or not, folks, we have never had one complaint. This year, I'm just going to put a little plug in here for it. This year, I'm doing it February 12th, but I'm not doing it for the zoo because we're building a new amphitheater. We're knocking down the whole amphitheater, so we can't do it at the zoo this year. So guess who I'm doing it for? And you wouldn't believe this because you'd say, because everybody's like, what? And this I gotta tip my hat again to another guy who's got great backbone. No, who's got great backbone, got a good set of guts on him, and a good sense of humor. Dr. Larry Feldman. I'm doing it for the Miami-Dade School Board Foundation. Okay? It's going to be February 12th this year at the Pinecrest Gardens, at the old Parachum, the old Parachum. Okay? And all the proceeds, I'm donating it, all the proceeds are going to go to help the Miami-Dade School Board Foundation. It's an adults-only talk. Only adults are coming, they're going to have wine and cheese and stuff, but it's going to benefit the Miami-Dade School Board Foundation. Why? Because you know what? When I do that talk, I think a lot of people, where am I at? Just throw something at me. You know, the point here is that it opens tremendous avenues into having discussions. You know, sex and animals. So many of us don't talk about sex because it's got this stigma associated with it. Like I said when I did the beginning of the talk, I said, you know what? So many of us would hate to be seen by one of our neighbors or friends in an adult bookstore. Because right away we're afraid we're going to get the label, the stereotype. Oh my God, he must be a pervert because he's in an adult bookstore. Okay? Yet, how many of you, if you're here by yourself and you're home by yourself and you're watching the television, you're going through the cable channels, you're by yourself, nobody can see it, and all of a sudden, by some accident, because Comcast made a mistake, that channel comes up. Okay? And they're going at it on that channel. How many of you are going to go, oh, and change the channel right away? I don't think so. Most of you are probably going to go. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Why are we in such denial about that? That's the great thing about this program that I do, the Sex and the Animals, is that it's the greatest scam on earth I got going on. Because, see, this job I have enables me to do things that I would never be able to do. I'm at the zoo. Rhinos are having intercourse at the zoo. I'm underneath them with a camera, getting this incredibly shots of penetration going on. And people aren't looking at me going, oh, he's such a pervert. You know what they're doing? They're going, well, he must be doing some type of research. So you see, it's all in the premise of how you present something. It's all in the way you present something. And you know what? You, ladies, I'm sure all of you, you know when you meet somebody and the guy comes. Listen, I was raised in a Cuban family. Okay? We hug and kiss everybody. We hug and kiss everybody. But ladies know when a guy hugs and kisses you, and there's another guy who hugs and kisses you, and you get the creeps. Okay? It's all in the way you present yourself. Just be honest. Don't try. I always tell, you know what? I was raised, my father raised me in a way, he said, Ron, look, when you see a woman on the street, and you meet her, okay, if she is the most physically hideous thing you've ever seen in your life, but she has beautiful eyes, you look at her and you go, beautiful eyes. Okay? Always make lemonade out of the lemons. Always. Never address the negative side. Always address the positive side. And that keeps you going. That just keeps you going. And it makes people feel better. So my 5 minutes. Or no minutes. 5 minutes? Okay. So, that's the premise of what I'm trying to tell you. It's you got to think out of the box, be different than somebody else. Don't be afraid to maybe be a little bit politically incorrect, because that brings attention to you, makes you different, it makes you stand out. And I'll give you a classic example when I talk about being a leader as opposed to a follower. I went to Africa for my first time about 25 years ago. I'm in the middle of Nairobi, and I'm in this thing where they have this stand where the school kids would come and they stay up on this platform, and giraffe would come out of the bush and they feed giraffe on this platform. I'd go, this is fantastic. We got to do this at the zoo. What a great experience to feed the giraffe on the platform. So I come back from my trip to Africa. I go, we got to do this. This is fantastic. It's never been done before anywhere in the zoo, but I saw it in Nairobi. It's perfect. Right away, the risk management people. I think people are going to get hurt. Come on, listen. You can get hurt walking across the pathway. This is we can do this. No, can't do it. Can't do it. And I got memos dating back years saying, why can we got to do this? This is a wonderful opportunity. It's not only that, it's revenue generating. People will pay a couple of bucks to feed the flipping giraffe. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. Risk management, county, no. Fine. Oh, but then Busch Gardens did. Oh, no. Oh, and then Busch Gardens was making $150,000 a year on it, over and above everything. Oh, and then Disney's Animal Kingdom did. Oh, and then these others did. And then all of a sudden, some freaking brain fart in one of our management team goes, hey, why don't we build a giraffe on my farm? Because look, Busch Gardens is doing this. Okay, and then risk management says, oh yeah, it's okay. Nothing burns me more than that. Nothing burns me more than that. Take a flipping chance, do something different. At the worst, it doesn't work. Okay? But if it works, man, you're the leader. You're the ones doing all this stuff. So that's my tip. Is listen, I'm the most probably politically incorrect guy in the world. You know, I'll hold poop in my hand, and you know, all my media friends when they were, I was doing the Paul and Young Ron show the other day, and Paul's giving me, Ron, what the hell are you doing on the front page? Holding crap in your hands. I go, Paul, you've been promoting crap for years. So, you know, you got to have a comeback for all that stuff. Have fun with it, laugh at it, and enjoy yourself. Really like this t-shirt. You guys got to have fun and enjoy yourself and speak your mind. Oh, I think that's it. I'm done.